did not see, but I did go see this movie called Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Good morning, Vietnam!
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
You do? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
What up, film fans? Happy New Year. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to episode 380. Welcome to Avatar: Fire and Ash. You're listening to another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Juan, and I am joined by the other host, Zach.
Hey, guys, we are back. It is 2026. We're starting off with a bang. We got a killer month ahead. I'm very excited to be back. I feel like, I swear to God, last time we did the show was like a month ago, even though it's been on like two or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel a little bit long, but I think it's definitely something that was needed, maybe not only for the audience, but for us. But there's plenty of movies to talk about. We got a whole new year that is just mapped out almost, and I am ready to bring brand new episodes to your ear, to your eyes every single week. But Zach, we got some sick kids here. We got some the flu's going around. It has been a busy day for me today. What about you? How's your day been?
Oh, the endless struggle of doing the 8 to 5 job that you wish that you didn't have to do, but you do because you have bills and other obligations to do. So you know how that is.
Obligations, it is. Not only, obligations, but there's always other stuff to get to. So
oh yeah.
But we are here, we are live. It is Tuesday, January the 6th, 2026. Happy National Take Down Your Tree Day, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a thing until this morning, but we're here, we're talking Avatar, we're also talking some new movies. If you guys did not listen to anything last year, if this is your first episode or your first time checking us out on the YouTube, thank you. Watching us live on Facebook or Emiswa Productions YouTube channel. Welcome. Or if this is your first time listening to us on Spotify, Anchor, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, Apple Podcast, again, welcome. All of our old episodes or all of the episodes you can find in the archives on social media, on Facebook.com/The Cine-Men Movie Podcast. The Instagram is all one word, Cine-Men Movie Podcast. The X is Cine-Men405, where you can send us an email at cinemen921@gmail.com. Again, a look back at all of our episodes last year. We've been doing this for 7 years, so go back and listen to any episodes you want in the archives, whether it be top 5 2025 or top 5 2024 movies. One of the episodes I shared on our break, Zach, that we were off on was the Best of Physical Media Part 1. So go back and check that out. Superman episode, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Mission Impossible, 28 Years Later. Zach, what was one of your favorite episodes last year?
Dude, I'm not people are going to think this is the bit, but I'm really not. 3 weeks ago, our final episode of 2025, A Christmas Carol, we did like a profile piece on it. It was a phenomenal conversation. I kind of did like a deep dive on the topic and had a lot of fun with it and appreciated the story a lot more than I did before I did that. Yeah, that was like probably one of my favorite episodes we did last year.
Dude, that's awesome. That's and speaking of, not just because it was our most recent episodes, but that is one of our most talked about episodes of last year. I have gotten so much feedback on social media, email, text messaging, in-person conversations about that specific episode.
Is it
So
because I
for-
hated them? Is it because I hated the Muppets Christmas Carol?
No, not at all. So for everybody who's made that episode what it was a brand new concept for us too, and it has completely just skyrocketed of what these conversations can be in the future. So definitely highly recommend that episode as well. But also we have some watches to talk about. We got some recent watches and maybe recommendations to talk about. But if you've been underneath a rock and you don't know who supports us, go check out San Marcos Mexican restaurants. They are always the best food in town. It doesn't matter what kind of food you like. San Marcos will make you want good Mexican food. Our location is at 2301 Southwest 59th Street here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Check them out. You can get a to-go order. Just give them a call at 405-685-7773 or dine in and experiencing the best customer service in the metro. Let them know that the Cine-Men Movie Podcast sent you and receive 10% off your entire purchase. And you can also get tomorrow's Wednesday, $5 Margarita Wednesdays, house margaritas on the rocks or frozen.
Yep.
So also keep an eye out for giveaways. We give out some food certificates as well. San Marcos Mexican Restaurants. It's the only dine-in restaurant of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Recent Watches is brought to you by San Marcos Mexican Restaurants. Zach, you want to go first? Anything you want to recommend or maybe tell us what you've seen?
Yeah. So it's been a very long time, but look at this. I got a girthy list. I'm gonna just rapid fire through all these because if you want to talk about some of them, we can. Obviously Avatar: Fire and Ash for today's episode. Relay, Jay Kelly on Netflix. The Housemaid, Breakdown 1975. Two of Dave Chappelle's specials, The Unstoppable Act and The Dreamer. Being Eddie, the Netflix documentary about Eddie Murphy. A House of Dynamite. My Christmas movies. I watched Christmas in Connecticut from 1945 as my Christmas movie of the year this year. Rewatched Feast of the Seven Fishes, which I know you'll talk about here in a little bit. Yeah. The 1966 Grinch. Actually, me and Mom went and saw Elf in the theater on Christmas Eve morning. Charlie Brown Christmas. Wick is Pain, which is a documentary on Netflix about the making of the John Wick franchise. Last Breath, The New Yorker at 100. Train Dreams with Joel Edgerton, which I thought was phenomenal. The Woman in the Yard, Begonia, After the Hunt. I finished the new Ken Burns documentary, The American Revolution. And of course, the two big things. I know one of these you're going to want to talk about. First off, Stranger Things had its series finale. Went and saw it in the theater. I thought it's got a lot of hate. I thought it was a perfect send-off for these characters. It wrapped everything up. It had an epic finale, in my opinion. I think when you're a creator of these type of shows, you're kind of a damn if you do, damn if you don't, depending on what you're going to do with these characters. And I thought they knocked it out of the park with the finale. And John Candy, I Like Me on Amazon Prime. Woo.
Told you.
Oh man, that rates right up there with the Christopher Reeve documentary we talked about this time last year. And also I rewatched, which I hadn't seen this trilogy in forever, but it's currently, well, right now it's on Netflix, but it's about to leave here in a couple days. The Maze Runner trilogy, which I thought was a really fun rewatch. And to preview next week, F1, which is now streaming on Apple TV. So yeah, I've gone through a lot.
So a couple things I want to stop and talk to you about is the Eddie Murphy documentary.
Mm-hmm.
You recommended it to me, watched it. I thought it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he's teasing maybe a comeback at stand-up.
Yep.
I also checked out the same thing you did, Feasts of the Seven Fishes. You recommended it to me. You had talked about how it's one of your favorite now Christmas movies. Dude, I rank it up there with The Holdovers at not only being a favorite Christmas movie, but it's just a really good movie in general.
Yeah.
Speaking of that same actor, I rewatched Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched Avatar 1 and The Way of Water. Good Fortune, Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen. Aziz Ansari. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep.
Phenomenal movie. The Roses, Benedict Cumberbatch. Have you seen that?
No, I saw it was on Hulu, but I haven't got to it yet.
It's on Hulu. It's really, really good. I had to fit in some A24 Eddington. And
What'd you think?
you know what? I Eddington to me was one of the movies I'm like, okay, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5, and then I was like, phenomenal, and then the ending happened.
Yeah. It's always the ending with his movies.
And I'm like, hold on a second. What happened to him? I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't know if we're going to talk about it soon. I liked it up until it turned into him running away from people.
Oh, I feel like it goes like Tarantino in that moment. Yeah.
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 Well, honestly, to me, it felt like I was rewatching, what's the last movie? Beau is Afraid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on.
It just goes completely off the rails.
The Legend of Ochi.
Mm-hmm.
Completely overrated. Did not like it one bit. I think I gave it like a 2.5. Rewatched My Life as Zucchini. Some Christmas movies I got out of the way. But honestly, man, I just kind of stayed away from film in the 2 weeks that I did take a break. All those recent watches I just named were in the last like maybe week. So if I had to recommend anything, I did rewatch Captain America: Brave New World as well. Superman: Good Fortune is not streaming anywhere, but go pick it up. Get yourself a physical copy of it. The Roses is on Hulu. And I don't know if I mentioned this again, but Good Fortune. Phenomenal movie.
Yeah. Which I'm surprised that's not on Peacock or anything yet.
Yeah. But I cannot wait to get into this conversation with you. I think Zach is going to take us away as far as a cast, crew, and synopsis for Avatar: Fire and Ash as I get through with some other stuff. So Zach's about to mention those. But we're talking about Avatar. Currently on IMDb is at 7.4. Rotten Tomatoes is at a 66%. The Metascore is at 61%. The Letterboxd is a 3.6 out of 5. With a budget of $400 million, it has grossed a little over $1.03 billion at the box office. So let's dig into it with a December 19th, 2025 release date. Zach, what's the movie about and who's in it?
So we have a cast of Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang, Kate Winslet, Una Chaplin, Giovanni Ribisi, Cliff Curtis, Joel David Moore, Edie Falco, Jermaine Clement, David Thewlis. And our quote-unquote plot, the conflict of Pandora escalates as Jake and Natiri's family enter a new aggressive Na'vi tribe with a 3-hour, 17-minute runtime.
You also mentioned the talented, most beautiful Eddie Falco.
Mm-hmm.
Where's she from, Zach?
I think it's a little independent show that I think you've seen over a dozen times. I think it's called The Sopranos. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of it.
When I saw that she was coming back, I was like, get.
So I want to start with you. You literally saw this movie yesterday. Give your thoughts about just the trilogy in general, and then go into Fire and Ash.
The film in general did not need to be as long as it was. I felt like I was watching a retold version of The Way of Water. I did like the new characters being involved. Felt some of the storytelling was maybe not called, I'm not going to call it lazy, but like I said, it felt like a rehashing. And I feel like this movie is a visual, audio spectacular, and it's just like trying to be done in the grandest stage possible. But I think I feel like he's trying to forget. At the end of the day, it's a movie, and yeah, he's trying to put together some of the best storytelling he can. But at the end of the day, we're just oohing and awing over the way it looks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answered your question, but I was going to ask you, did you get to see it more than once? I only watched it for the first time, and it felt like I was in the theater for days.
Yeah. Me and a coworker. Well, I couldn't really tell you. I left after the Odyssey and the Doomsday teaser, so I don't know. We went and saw it opening day in IMAX 3D, and I'll just say off the top of my head that I enjoy this movie better than Way of Water because I was texting you saying I wanted to rewatch Way of Water, but I don't think I could do it, and I thought it would ruin my experience of this one. And I went in, just kind of leaving everything out the door, and I actually really enjoyed this movie, regardless of the length. Like I agree with you. I don't think this movie needs to be damn near 3.5 hours long. But I enjoyed the villain in this one way more than I don't remember who the villain was in the second movie.
I think it's technically just Falco and Stephen Lang.
Oh yeah. No, that's true.
So I did the opposite of you, and I love that we do this and that we're kind of like flowing on this podcast because you went in just watching it as a third standalone film. Mm-hmm. I did the opposite. I watched 1, I watched 2, and I'm like, I'm going to be Avatared out by the time I get to the third movie. I was Avatared out during The Way of Water.
Yeah.
First off, I'm going to give the first one, I think I gave it, I can go back. I believe.
I think that's why we were doing the 10-point system back then.
Yeah, I redid it this time around. The second one, dude, I rewatched it again. It looked really good. I gave the second one, Way of Water, I gave a 2.5.
Yeah,
out of 5. The original one, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So,
I haven't seen the first one in forever, but I remember enjoying it way more than the second one.
Yeah, also because it's only 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Again, The Way of Water is just, it's bland, and do you think there's too much time gap in between the first and the second film? Not movie timeline. I'm just talking about years. Damn near almost 16 years.
I think the biggest problem with The Way of Water is I think there was because the first Inside Baseball, I actually didn't see the original Avatar in theaters. I have everything I see, that's the one in the movie I didn't see to see that experience. So I was like, whatever. I think there was so much hype going into that movie that it was like, I don't want to say it was set up to fail because obviously it made like over $2 billion. So clearly it did something right. But I think James Cameron's idea for these films are so grandiose that like when you get it on page, when you get it to pen and page, you're like, okay, could be cool. But then when you see the actual final product, you're like, really? We waited 15 years for that? That's what the story was?
So, I have this question written down. I was thinking about this question while I was watching Way of Water and again Fire and Ash. Do you think James Cameron is just wasting his time with these? I mean, they are making billions of dollars, and people are going out to the theater to see them. But again, are people just going and seeing it because it's a trend and because it's an oohing and an eyeing of the way the film is and the way the audio is? Because I don't know if I'm hating too much, but we can talk about it. I just did not enjoy this trilogy experience.
No, and
it's kind of, we are going to kind of talk about The Way of Water too, because way back when we've reviewed the first Avatar. We were going to review Way of Water last January or 2 Januaries ago. So we're kind of
We're gonna
doubling up
kind of do
here.
both. Yeah.
But
I mean,
Fire,
we're primarily Fire and Ash is the episode, but we're gonna talk about Way of Water as well. Like I said, I don't know why. I can't really pinpoint it. I thought Fire and Ash was way more enjoyable. I like the
True.
action way more than the second one.
I do like the bad guy. I like the action.
Mhm.
The night fight sequences is good. The audio is a little bit better. I do like the new group,
tribe.
the new tribe of
Mhm.
the bad guys in this movie. I do enjoy. It feels very Predator-like in
Yeah.
some ways. But at the end of the day, I also did not enjoy Spider.
Oh God, no.
I didn't enjoy Spider talking about he was the narrator in this film.
Well, I shouldn't say that. The worst thing about it, and it pulls over from The Way of Water, is the whole whale storyline, where like that it's not a whale. I don't know what the name of the creatures are. But that whale thing gets like outcast from its species or colony or whatever, and one of Jake Sully's sons befriends it, and it pulls over to this one, and it's just like that. That to me is just like, if you had just focused on Jake Sully and Natiri getting the revenge from their son's death, and just cut out a lot of the fat of this movie, it actually might be way better than people are saying it is, to be honest. And kind of jumping off what you said, I think people go to these type of films for the spectacle and not the story, because I don't know about you, but I kind of thought that the script was it's improved from Way of Water, but it's not great.
Yeah.
So
there is a lot of positives to this movie. Let's not get it wrong.
yeah.
It's a spectacle. It's a family movie where everybody's going to go and enjoy. I got to say, one of the biggest positives in this movie, and you guys can comment, I want to hear some of your reactions. Has James Cameron not done, going back to The Way of Water too, has James Cameron not just took the underwater sequences in film and just he's steps and high waves above everybody else that does underwater sequences?
Yeah, I see what you did there. Waves. You see that?
You look at Aquaman, you look at some of the MCU, you look at some of the shark disaster movies. It doesn't matter what movie, what decade. This is the best underwater fight scene sequences that I've ever seen. Any of the best CGI I've ever seen.
Yeah, and there's a reason why in March, when we get to the Oscars, it's going to win Best Visual Effects. I have no problem with that. The fact that this movie looks like they went and shot it in the Caribbean, even though it's just on a soundstage in a tank. That's why James Cameron is so well known. You go back, even in Titanic, that movie's damn near 30 years old, and it still looks good.
$400 million budget. That's insane.
Yeah, man.
So, did the actors in this movie, is it all facial
motion capture? Yeah.
Motion capture, like, so they're still out there physically acting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Most of this was done on like I said, on a soundstage, and they just have like the Andy Serkis camera and little dots on their face and everything. Okay. It's then, from what I heard on James Cameron say on a interview, we literally get the performance, and then we go back into the computer and kind of CGI the movements of the character and where they're going to go and everything.
Okay.
So
like I said, there's a bunch of stuff that is to be praised and hyped about this movie. If you're looking for something to do, by all means, go see it. It's a spectacle. So
my question is, coming out of this, like I said, I didn't rewatch the first two. You did, so you may be able to attest to this more than I can. Has this run its course? Do we need an Avatar 4 and 5?
If they're coming out,
Cameron's come out and said basically, depending on how this one performs, whether 4 and 5 gets made.
4
Which I
and
mean,
5
it's made $1 billion, so they're probably gonna get made.
Yeah, 4 is definitely being made. I think the release date is 2029.
Yep.
Maybe if it was a little closer. I thought since he waited so long between 2 and 3, or between 1 and 2, I thought he filmed 3, 4, and 5 all together. But I guess that's not the case.
They haven't shot anything of 5. They've shot a little of 4, but I think they shot 2 and 3 simultaneously.
Okay. So maybe that's why it feels like just another rehash of Wave of Water.
Yeah.
Again, if you're a fan of this franchise, now I guess we can get ready to call it a franchise. If you're a fan of this world, Pandora, again, I'm not knocking it. I don't think it's ran its course, Zach, but I definitely do think the gap is felt.
Yeah. I mean, you said the next one's 20, so 3 years from now, 2029.
And then 5 is supposed to be like 2032.
I don't know, man. When was the last one? 2022. So it's been, if they stay that course and do 3 years between each movie, then maybe people won't get tired of it. But who's to say?
Again, and at the end of the day, we have to almost thank movies like this and James Cameron, because he has saved the box office. Say if it's not movies like this anymore, people aren't going to go see Flight Risk or Americana, or I mean, The Conjuring even kind of did some underwhelming, money this year. So he's kind of the movie business, the theater business is hanging on by a thread, and James Cameron is that thread.
I mean, with the exception of the Chinese film Ne Zha 2, which made $2.2 billion,
What?
That's the number one movie of 2025. It's Ne Zha 2.
Gesundheit.
Zootopia 2 is number 2 at 1.5, and then Avatar is sitting at number 3. Whether or not, I don't think, and I could be wrong,
Zootopia made $1 billion.
$1.5 billion. Yep.
Gross.
And Lilo and Stitch is number 4 at $1 billion.
Okay, I give that.
A Minecraft movie, Jurassic World Rebirth, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, How to Train Your Dragon remake, F1, which did pretty well, and then Superman. Those are like the top 10 grossing movies of the year.
What was that first one? Shinsuke Nakamura? What was it?
Ne Zha 2.
Oh.
That
must be the prequel movie about General Zod.
Yeah, it goes directly into it goes directly into Man of Steel, but it also has a prequel to James Gunn's Superman, so it kind of encompasses everything.
I didn't know there was a movie called General Zod 2.
But no, man,
I'm being canceled next week, by the way.
It's fine. This is our last episode. It's fine. Do you think this is going to get to the $2 billion mark?
For the year, no, because we're already in 2026.
Yeah, but the last Avatar came out in December and it made it to $2 billion. 2.3 billion, actually.
It might, because there's nothing big coming out in the foreseeable future. And you know how James Cameron always puts his, it's been the 6-month anniversary, let's re-put it out. Let's put it back out in theaters.
Dude, I can't stand that.
That's what he's going to do.
That they're going to re-release Infinity War Endgame before Doomsday comes out. And in between those two films and Doomsday, hey, it's the 30th anniversary of Titanic. Let's get it back out.
Yeah. He'll do that next year, too. He'll be like, it's been a year anniversary, December 19th. Let's put Avatar Fire and Ash back out.
I can't do. That's the one thing. Like, I can admit that, he is an incredible filmmaker. He's brought us Aliens, The Terminator, Terminator 2, Titanic, The Abyss, which I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about.
He's even said that no matter how much money they ever throw at him again, he's never touching the Alien or the Terminator franchise.
Which kind of sucks, honestly.
I mean, When's the
But
last
you
time you've
can't
seen a good
recreate that
Terminator
magic.
movie?
That's part of the problem. You can't recreate what he did with Terminator and Terminator 2 and even Aliens.
But
What he was able to do.
what's he trying to do now? Recreate the magic of the first Avatar?
I don't know. Is he going to put Schwarzenegger in 4 and he's going to be the bad guy? And then he becomes good for the 5th one and he's got to fight the whatever the new tribe is?
Come with me if you want to be blue.
There you go. Dude, and that's another thing. He's so self-referential in his movies. Like in this one, he does the aliens get away from the bitch line. And then, at the very end, when they go back and see the dead people by the tree, it's just like, oh, so you're homaging Titanic, that ending.
He could put the baby down. So who was Rachel Weisz?
Rachel Weisz?
Yeah. What character did she play?
I didn't know she was in this. Like, you mean Kate Winslet?
Kate Winslet. There you go, Titanic lady.
Oh, she was the wife of the water people that was pregnant, and then she dies. She goes into battle, dying, giving life to her baby.
The name that's on IMDb or Letterboxd, they never called her by that name.
It's Ronelle Del. I don't know. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I just know
she was in the second one too.
Yeah,
I knew. Okay, I knew that was her, but I'm like, wait a minute. They're not calling her by the name that's credited on IMDb.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here waiting, and I'm like, where the hell is she?
I just knew. I mean, I don't think they I kind of agree with you. I don't think they ever said the name, but I just knew it was Kate Winslet, so I just called her Kate Winslet.
Other than the main 4 avatars, I had no idea who any of the voice actors were. No. I'm like, oh, that's Sully, that's Zoe, that's Sigourney Weaver playing a 13-year-old.
That was so weird. I hate that.
I disliked Kat in this movie too. Okay, here's breaking into the entire Pandora's box. See what I did there? If you guys have not seen Avatar Fire and Ash, we're at 33 minutes. Pause it, go check it out in theaters, come back, or listen to us because we'll describe the movie in 25 minutes compared to going and seeing it for 25 hours. Okay. What is the deal with Kat? She's trying to reach their higher power, which they call it who?
I think it's Mother Earth. I think that's what it's called.
So, and then the new tribe are
Kiri.
kind of.
You kept saying Kat. I was like, the Sigourney Weaver character.
They call her Kat though, right? Or Kitty?
No, Kiri. Kiri.
This whole time, I'm like, why are they calling her Kitty? Is it because she looks like a cat?
I don't know.
Okay, James Cameron, fix your audio, or maybe it's the theater I was in. So
which you gave stellar reviews to, by the way. We're hopping on here.
Hey, Icon Cinema, go check it out. It's in Edmond. I highly recommend it. It's cheap. The popcorn is great. It's self-dispense popcorn. You can do self-dispense butter, unlimited refills on drink and popcorn, and it's all self-propel, if that makes any sense. And the ticket price is cheap. $8. $8 to go see Avatar Fire and Ash. Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. So the whole concept, other than they're trying to get Jake Sully, it's a big democracy. I'm going to call her Kitty. Kitty is trying to get to Mother Earth, and she's like, trying to find the higher power, and she feels like since she's like an alien, right? She's like a clone. This is also the start of the Clone Wars in the Avatar franchise.
Right.
I'm like, I was just not lost, but I'm like, there's so much going on.
Well, I had to go back and read it on Wikipedia to quite understand it. It's like when Sigourney Weaver dies in the first movie, and her body gets transferred to her mind gets transferred to her avatar. I guess Mother Earth planted a seed in her that gives her the power to connect with Mother Earth, and that's why, like, by the time we get to the final battle, she can use her tail thing to connect with all living species and take out the entire squadron of the flying people.
And then they give Spider like
Dumbest storyline ever.
but they give him like mutant lungs so he can breathe anywhere like Wolverine.
I have here in my notes, Spider equals infused with mycelia, which is, I guess, is a substance, and I put in parentheses venom. So he's basically Venom.
Yeah, and I didn't enjoy that storyline. I'm also like with other franchises, you know, you're like, okay, we're getting on to 2 and 3. Is there going to be like a big character has to go, right? Like you're expecting some kind of deaths.
And I thought they were going to pull that with Zoe Saldana. I really thought they were going to kill her off. So I thought that would have been a really ballsy move and be like, okay, so Jake is not only has he lost his son, but he's lost the love of his life, and now he's like on a truly revenge path.
Well, see, watching 1 and 2, you're sitting there like, okay, Sully's narrating this entire thing. He's got to be the same one narrating the rest of them, right? When I start hearing Spider's voice, I'm like, okay, I'm not digging this. He was not my favorite character in the second one anyway. Technically, he's Stephen Lang's
son,
illegitimate son.
Yep.
And even though they kept pulling that card, I'm like, whatever. What did you think of what Stephen Lang's character? What is his name again?
Quaritch.
They go. James Cameron goes way out with these tribal names. You know, more power to you. But I like how he kind of went rogue and he's joining
Varang.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I enjoyed the LSD drug sequence. I don't know if I enjoyed that part, but I thought it was. One of the big positives I'll give this movie is the performances of Stephen Lang and Una Chaplin as these two characters. That to me was what really drove the movie. Like every time Varang was on screen, I was like, okay, she is deadly. She is not to be messed with. And at any moment you thought she was going to kill off one of the kids or something.
I was thinking of Emotep and the Moon vibes.
And then Brendan Fraser walks on screen as one of the Sky people. And yeah, so there's your idea for the fourth Mummy movie. There you go.
He doesn't yell back at the mummy, but he hisses.
Yeah. Hey man, if SNL wants to hire us for ideas, hey, hook us up.
So I'm kind of the opposite. I did like the LSD trip because it kind of gave it somewhat of a comedical relief, and it gave you a different side of Stephen Lang's character. I agree with you. I did like when she and her tribe were on screen. It was new. It was fresh. I like the idea of Stephen Lang kind of going rogue, and probably now I think what the fifth one might dive into is, okay, Stephen Lang's like, I'm not going to be human anymore. And the way Eddie Falco, the general, talked to him in the movie, I kind of feel like now he's like, okay, let's forget trying to make the humans come here and live on this planet. Let me and her now take over, and we're going to rule this planet.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you on that.
Because he's not dead. We know that.
Yeah.
And neither is she. She got away. Yeah. So they're gonna come back and try to rule Pandora, and they're gonna try to be the army.
Or team up with another avatar we haven't seen yet, the desert people or whatever. That's gonna be the fourth one, desert people. But
the Gorgonauts.
The gargoyles. Oh man, I forgot my thought I was gonna say. Damn it.
Sorry. Them coming back and trying to rule.
I don't know. It's gone. But but yeah, but are we gonna have the same fight a fourth time, Jake and Quaritch? It's just like, dude, either kill him off or injure Jake so bad that he's got to heal up, but they don't do it.
Because I think they had those neck radios.
Yeah.
Him and his lady had the neck radios that Sully and them had. So I think he knew that she was under there with one of those flying dragon-like things. And when he like dove himself off, she caught him.
Yeah. So I'll admit, like, I was literally trying to make notes so we can talk about stuff, but like I was dreading making notes because it's like Avatar. I don't know how you feel about this, but Avatar is a film that like I see it and I'm like I forget it the next day. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
it was a cool experience, but what are you going to talk about? You know?
Yeah, that's exactly why we never went on with to do the episode of The Way of Water, because first off, I didn't go see it in theaters. And then when I finally watched it on Blu-ray for the first time, I'm like, why did I just waste half of my afternoon watching this?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the next day you're just like, what is this? Somebody who was watching it with me said it's Pocahontas in space.
Yeah. Or the first one, the great comparison I like to say, it's Dancing with the Wolves with blue people.
Yeah, because the way in The Way of Water, Jake is like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go. I'm not one of you people anymore. Haktua, I'm on my way to the Way of Water City, just like Kevin Costner did in Dances with Wolves.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like you asked me at the earlier this review is, do I think that James Cameron's wasted his time doing these movies? I think if he had done the first movie, handed the franchise off, or the second or third film to somebody else, I don't think I would have thought that. But the fact that he's wasted like 20 years doing this, that's he's like in his 70s. He's only gonna be able to direct maybe, I don't know, Spielberg almost 80, so he's done a lot. So who knows?
I like to compare, if we're talking about old directors, I like to compare people to Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that man.
And I mean, if James Cameron, if this is his passion and he wants to tell this story of
Then
Pandora for 5 films, then good. Do all 5 films need to be 3.5 hours? No, they're probably going to be. But maybe this is something that once they're all out, you're like, okay, maybe this was his big blue idea.
Yeah, and like I said, the fact that
I'm kind of glad he didn't give it to somebody.
Like handing the films off to somebody, yeah, because I think it would have lost its flair as a filmmaker.
It could have gotten Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, we'll be talking about Wake Up Dead Man here in about a month, so get ready for that. I think I give him grace because he truly, the wind was on his back. Everything was against him when he did Titanic, and he blew everything out of the water, quite literally. Won the Oscar, one of the biggest movies ever made, and it gives him I mean, like I said, do I wish he was doing something else? Yes, but like you also said, he's made so many movies, iconic movies, that it basically gives him the right to do what he wants. And if he wants to spend another 10 years in Pandora, go do it.
Yeah. It is insane.
So, do you have anything else, or is there, what do you think the future is? Do you think we'll get spin-offs, Disney Plus series, or do you think that we'll get 4 and 5 and it'll be done?
If he sells it,
technically it's a Disney property because it was acquisition, because I can't use language apparently. It was in the Disney acquisition, it was 20th Century Fox.
I don't know if he still has the rights though to say like yes and no. I don't want to see this turned into a series because we see what they did with Star Wars. I'm not saying Avatar is nowhere near on the level of Star Wars, but I mean, only time will tell. But I really do not want to see this turned into anything like that because I think it'll. Well, the one thing I will step up and say Avatar has done is it takes people to the theater.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to cheapen that and put stuff on Disney Plus.
I mean,
Um,
you're a big sports person. This movie came out the same day as the OU Alabama game here in Oklahoma, and me and my coworker, we went and saw it in IMAX, and I'd say it was about halfway full, maybe even 60% full. So, even on something as big as like a college game day, it still brought in the audience.
and that audience that went and saw the OU game probably wish they would have went and saw Avatar. So let's have at it. All right. One more shout out to our Matthew McConaughey series last year. Hook 'em.
If you want to spend hate mail, no.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't want to see anything on Disney Plus, and I really do think I am glad that it stays in theaters. Hopefully, I don't know what Sam Worthington is doing anymore. He's committed to James Cameron Avatar, so I think it's keeping his career going.
And that's another thing I was going to ask because originally it was going to be Matt Damon to play Jake Sully, and he was going to get like 10% of the box office, which would have been like, damn, how much money would that have been? Do you think that was my other question? Do you think that these movies, if it was Matt Damon, do you think they would have been more successful, or you think it would have been more quality to them? I hate to use that word because these are quality movies, but you know what I mean? There's a little bit more. If you have a big name Matt Damon starring in these, you think they would do better?
I don't think so. I think they're hitting $1 billion. I don't think it really matters who would have been Jake Sully. Matt Damon doesn't have that. I do like Sam Worthington's voice.
Mm-hmm.
I think his voice as Jake Sully is just, it's a little deeper. You can tell the accents there. Matt Damon, I don't think it would have, I'm just a janitor from Boston, but I got right here in Pandora.
No, Matt Damon's fine. He's in the Christopher Nolan business now, so he's okay.
Yeah. I think, I don't think it would have helped any. I really like Sam Worthington in these roles. Zoe Saldana is perfect. The only thing, honestly, that I think I would have maybe changed if I'm talking about casting is Stephen Lang.
Oh, you see, I think he's one of the better parts of the casting. He fits that.
I like him as an Avatar, but I didn't like him in the first movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's funny. I think he's able to give a little bit more sinister performance as a human, just because we can see his actual facial features and everything. But
I don't like Sigourney Weaver either.
No, I don't. I wish they had just killed her off in the first movie and then just hire another, like a younger actress to play that character.
But honestly, we all know James Cameron has some kind of debt with her from going all the way back to Aliens.
Yeah.
He's probably like, if I don't give her a job, there's some allegations that might come out later.
You can visit our other show, Conspiracies in Hollywood, recording on Friday nights.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea.
God dang it! I had another thought that just slipped my mind. Yeah, but Stephen Lang and this new actress Una Chaplin. Well, she is not new, but in this film as the main bad guy, I thought she really sold the sinisterness of this villain that they were up against, and I appreciate that a lot. So,
yeah, it's a little fun. A complete.
Oh, did you see this in 3D or just regular?
I just saw this regular.
Okay.
I don't think my eyes could have handled 3 hours of.
I will say the 3D, the LSD drug sequence, that was actually pretty cool in 3D. It's like if you were on mushrooms or something like that, I think that would have been a trip.
So that being said,
which I'm not condoning casual drug use.
Avatar: Fire and Ash. Are you good if it comes back out on IMAX Triple D or IMAX 4DX? Are you going to try to go see it again, or do you think this rewatchability will not live up, and you're like kind of dreading it if you ever had to watch it again?
I would never go see this in the theater again. I've had the experience. I'm fine. When it comes to like when Avatar 4 comes out, would I rewatch it? Yeah. I'd
Do
rewatch
you
this before the second one again.
do you own these and have yourself a little Avatar collection, or are you just going to Disney Plus it up?
I'll just Disney Plus it up. I'm good. I got Titanic, I got Aliens, I got his better movies, so I'm okay.
Favorite scene, if you had to pick one.
Uh, I would say probably my favorite scene was probably the first big action sequence with the convoy, and I call them the Hindenburg worm things or whatever. When they get attacked by the Varang and her crew, I thought that was a really well done action sequence, and even all the way to where the kids fall into the forest and they're being chased, and Spider loses his oxygen and all that. I thought that entire sequence really made that was worth it to see in IMAX 3D because that was really well done. What about you?
If I had to pick, I would probably pick the LSD trip was pretty good. I also did like the scene where the whales attack at the end of the movie,
Ugh,
and I thought those were pretty cool. Even though I didn't, I
like that
didn't,
storyline.
I didn't like the storyline. And I also got to say, there are some really good, well acted facial expressions throughout the movie between Sully and the wife.
Mhm.
Especially when he goes and takes Spider, and you kind of get the sense that he might kill him because of the bigger, greater power sacrifice that he's willing to take. I thought they were playing with that idea, and I'm like, what's going on? So I did like that scene as well.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
other than that, man, I think we're gonna get ready to give Avatar: Fire and Ash a star rating. Um, I gotta say one more thing about the theater I went to, Icon Cinema. So I'm so used to so many different ads and 35-minute long trailers. I got there right at showtime, right, Zach, at 11:30,
Hmm.
and guess what? The movie had just started.
Oh, nice.
So
No, 15 minutes of previews.
if they do have ads or previews, it's done before the start time.
Nice,
Yeah.
which I appreciate because I don't want to sit there and watch a Coke being filled up and remind me that I can't drink that.
Yeah. Avatar: Fire and Ash. I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 5. I think there's still some good stuff to appreciate about this movie. Go out and see it on the biggest screen possible. Does it have rewatchability? I'm going to jump ahead and say no. Am I going to watch this again? Yes. When the Blu-ray comes out, will I appreciate it more? No. But it's going to set at a 3 for me because I do appreciate what it is. It's not Way of Water for me, but it is a step above, so I'm going to give it a 3. Zach?
I'm here. Sorry. I'm right there with you, man. I'm gonna give it a 3 as well. I kind of agree with your rating system. 3.5 for the first, 3 for the third one, and then 2.5. I'm gonna go with a 2 for Way of Water. Honestly, I think 3 has a lot of positives. I agree with you. There's a lot to like about 3. I think it kind of, in a way, does the reset button on Avatar and kind of does something different, even though its plot beat is kind of hit, step by step with the first one. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I just enjoyed it better than The Way of Water, which I appreciated since I spent like damn near 4.5 hours in the theater watching it.
Yeah. I don't think these movies that aren't hitting it in stride just have good rewatchability, especially being at 3.5 hours. So, but January looks to be fun for the rest of the month. Zach, what are we talking about next Tuesday?
Next week, speaking of rewatchability, I was going to say, put down the poster for a minute. Speaking of rewatchability, F1 is now streaming on Apple TV. I'm really excited to talk about it next week. Brad Pitt made $600 million at the box office. We'll talk about it. I think it's probably going to be my favorite of the years. So I'm excited for you to watch it as well.
I've had it for like 3.5 weeks, but I'm going to watch it for the first time this week. So
nice. Look at that poster. Oh, I'm really excited now. So the week after that, June the 20th, right
January.
Oh man, I'm force feed us all the way halfway through the year already. January 20th, we're talking about Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo as part of our IMDb top 250 conversation. It's really kind of the last of the big Hitchcock movies we haven't talked about, so I'm glad to wrap that up. And fun fact, it's probably my least favorite Hitchcock, so I'm excited to rewatch and see, kind of hopefully get a new perspective on it.
Never seen it.
Oh, you never seen it? Okay. And then we end the month, January. Why did I put my calendar down? January 27th. We're talking about One Battle After Another. The Golden Globes are this Sunday, so we'll see how it does. It'll probably be a big Oscar contender. It is streaming on HBO Max, so go check it out. I have mixed thoughts about it. I saw it in theaters. Do you have any thoughts going into it? Hopefully.
I'm not going to hype myself up about it because of the director. I've done that before with him, and I'm just like,
yeah.
But I will say, Sean Penn is the X factor for me because what he has done in most of the movies I've seen him in, whether it be older or newer, I've generally enjoyed most of his performances, and it has kind of uplifted the movie.
Okay.
So whether he's in it for 10, 15 minutes, I don't know, but I'll check it out. I'm kind of interested about these last 3 films because I haven't seen any of them. I'm excited, and I think it's gonna be a fun month. So it's gonna be a fun year. This IMDb thing. This IMDb top 250 is extraordinary. I enjoyed the very first one we did a few weeks ago, and I cannot wait to keep this going. So
yeah, we got plenty to pick from. So
any other final thoughts on Avatar before we race to F1?
Man, he has been hitting it with the puns today. No, I can't say if you enjoyed Way of Water. If you didn't enjoy it, I shouldn't. Don't go see it. I'd say give it a chance. If you were disappointed with Way of Water, I'd say give this one a chance. Or if you love Way of Water, definitely go check it out and see what you thought. What about you?
Same. Go check it out on the big screen because once it's gone, it'll be back in a few weeks because James Cameron likes to do that.
Yeah. This time next year, I'll be back.
But other than that, thanks for joining us. I cannot wait to talk another year. Another year of just hanging out and talking movies with you, Zach. We are on the road and heading towards F1 next week, so check that out. It's on Apple TV, or you know what? Just go to Walmart and buy it. Go buy it wherever you buy movies. It's a fantastic buy. I'm sure. I love racing movies. Brad Pitt's phenomenal. It also has Javier Bardem, and he's fantastic in everything he does. So go check it out and come back next week and hang out with us and talk movies on another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Take down your Christmas tree.